Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a band that I've had the pleasure of having on before when I first started out in January. I get to have them on again. I'm very excited. Please welcome Randy Wayne Belt of Barley Station. Hello, Randy.
Hi, good to be on your
show. Thanks for coming on. How are you doing?
Good. I'm just standing here playing with my cat who followed me around while I'm on the phone here.
That's what they do. Yeah. Now, basically, I heard about you before I even started doing this. Just because I'm a music buff and I discovered you. And then, like, you guys first formed in 2011. You have written, produced, and launched 2 albums. After All in 2012 and Damaged Goods in 2013, and you sent me the physical copy of that CD, which I do still have, along with dozens of other singles after and in between. Now, you're about to release your 3rd album, and it's called Back There Somewhere, and it's going to be released on the 15th, you said?
The 14th of September.
The 14th.
9 days.
Okay. Well, they get a little peek preview then. Basically, tell me your journey, like where you started, what got you interested in music, forming the band, a little bit about like yourself because you have a very diverse background, along with Brian, and just give us your story.
Yeah, okay. Well, back. I first started on stage in high school in theater, so I'm International Thespian Society member since then, and that was my first experience on stage and learning how to deal with being on stage and all the problems that can happen and improvisations that you have to make, and then later got into modeling for a while, and started playing music though, probably when I was about 13 or 14, I got a guitar for Christmas finally after asking for years for one. And when I got it, it was a right-handed guitar and I'm left-handed, so I had to learn to play on a right-handed guitar being left-handed, so that was challenging. So later on I got a left-handed bass when I started on bass, and so you'll often find me on stage playing guitar right-handed and bass left-handed if I switch over, so people think that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's how it goes when you're left-handed, so somewhat ambidextrous too. And that's how I started in music. My uncle was in a country band toward the region, and so we were always, at my grandma's house, seeing all the instruments and the drums there, and he was just fascinated with it. And my dad played guitar too, so kind of wanted to do what he did. And it was just amazing that people can make music like that. That's how I thought when I was young. And there's always music on in the house, and exposed to a lot of stuff. A lot of different types of music, from Motown to Fleetwood Mac to AC/DC and all the stuff my parents listened to and all that. But getting into writing music, I actually just started out just writing poetry and doing musical compositions, and didn't really put lyrics to it until much later. And later on, I got into a band finally, and we had 3 singer-songwriters in the band, so it was kind of crazy. But we kind of challenged each other on writing better songs, so we really got good that way, having that challenge. And be like, I'm going to up one on you, I'm going to up one on you. And you get good that way.
Mm-hmm.
You sharpen each other. And when that band kind of fell apart, when they were quit, it wasn't my fault, but I met Brian, who I play with now, part of Barley Station, at an open mic night, and he was jumping around on stage with his guitar. He was helping me pretty wild on stage. And he stepped on his cord, and his guitar came unplugged. And I was in the audience, so I jumped up there and plugged it back in, and he didn't even miss a beat. So I was like, hey, when we're done, I was like, hey, let's jam, and that's how I met him, and we started jamming, and then we formed our own band, at the time called the Barnacles, which eventually kind of faded out because too many people were using that name. There's barnacles popping up everywhere. So basically kind of parted ways for a little while to see what we were going to do, and then I asked Barley station and reformed under that name, basically. So him and I have been playing together and singing together for a long time. So you can hear all those harmonies and those type harmonies. We worked at it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2011, we released our first album as Barley Station called After All, which was a collection of songs we'd written. We kind of took the best of and put them all together. More like a mixtape because we jump around genres a bit and don't really care about genres, really.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about you guys, yeah.
From some people, like reviewers, because they don't like it and you don't fit into a box, but those are good songs, they're theirs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I see it.
It's better.
So we toured that and went with that, and then we started working on Damaged Goods a year later.
Mm-hmm.
And we put that all out because it was really a good reflection of things that have gone on in our lives, and I think a lot of people can relate to it. You know, just the whole concept of damaged goods.
Mm-hmm.
They're all damaged goods. That's one of the lines in the song. I mean, everybody's got some issue they're dealing with or something in their life. And so a lot of people relate to that album really well with all the songs that are on it.
Mm-hmm. They're great.
And again, it moved from, there'll be a country song, our kind of country anyway, more alternative, to a rock song, to something in between, and a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But you never know what you're going to get.
Exactly, and you don't. Your genre has been described as kind of like crossover blend of Americana, country, pop, folk, and even rock alternative, which is all authentic, original. You put your own label on it. I like that you're not in a box, just so you know. It gives you so many options, and you can write so many different songs, which you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. It kind of makes it hard to promote sometimes because, everybody wants you to be, well, what genre is this and what genre is that? And like, screw the genres, can I say that?
Yes, you can.
It's kind of the attitude of, bands like Wilco, too. They didn't really care about that. And Bryan Adams also, they had a time with him, trying to label him and put him in a box, and he just kind of defied all that and just wrote great songs, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah. It totally matters. That's all that really matters. Okay, so Brian is vocals and guitar. You are the front man and producer, and you do vocals and bass.
Yep.
Now,
we both we're both kind of frontmen in a way. Brian's quite the performer too, so we both kind of front the band. I'm pretty much the engine behind it, so
that's cool that you
he's more
both
the
do.
stage. He's like the stage leader, and I'm behind the scenes leader, and we both sing about 50-50 when we're live usually. So that makes it fun because you don't have to get wore out singing all night yourself. You can have a little bit of a break. If you want to consider harmony a break, because I like doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of a break from having to have all the focus on you all the time. You can focus more on your instrument and your harmonies and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Fun.
So
we, after Damaged Goods, we decided to go with releasing singles. So we would put out like a single every 3 months, just to keep something out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was kind of a strategy we were using. I don't know if it's the best strategy or not, but over a period of time, it's like, we need to put out a full album because we have a lot of songs. So, we have hundreds of songs that haven't been recorded yet. We just want to get them recorded and get them out there so we can record more. So we picked a good batch of songs for this album and put them together, and you have Back There Somewhere, which is kind of Back There Somewhere kind of is a reflection type album in a way. It's looking back and think about everything in our lives. Everything is memories. We're made of memories. And, every moment that passes becomes a memory after it's gone. Mm-hmm. So this conversation will be a memory very shortly.
No, it won't. It'll be on my YouTube channel forever.
And that's what we're made of, and that's what life is made of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's the memories that we have in the past, but it shouldn't hinder us from who we're going to be in the future. It's an album that everybody can relate to in some way. All the songs, speak to something in somebody's life. And it has a lot of romantic things too. The love lost, the love gained, and looking back on it all. That's kind of what the album is about. And one of the songs, Waiting is the leading track. That's one we're going to hear, I think, right?
Yes, we are.
That one in the song, it's kind of a unique look at it. But the song is, waiting with you, and then later on it changes to waiting for you. It kind of can lead it to interpretation in a way.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Really, what does this mean? What does it mean to you? That's what really matters, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I like songs. I like songs where you can't say, well, this is exactly what this means. It can mean what I feel it means,
Mm-hmm. And everybody's going to have their own interpretation, and it's going to get a response from everybody. Every song. That's the one thing I love about songwriters is they write about stuff that have gone on in their life, but it always relates to something that happens in your life. And I love Waiting. I love all your stuff, but I love Waiting. Waiting is a really beautiful song.
Well, thank you.
Now, you have a background in acting, writing, and musical theater, which you already talked about. Brian, he's like writing results in the cleverly written lyrics and ballads and his onstage presence. Now, you also are a music journalist, and you're a contributing writer for Starlight Music Chronicles magazine. I didn't know that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, based in Edmonton, Alberta, so Canadian there. I'm in America, in the U.S.
Yes, I'm in
Canada.
Canada.
I write for them and do articles for their spotlights sometimes and do reviews of artists and interviews with artists, just like we're doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess I was good at it because they wanted me to write for them, so.
Well, that's good. That's always a good thing.
I mean, art is art, so usually my interviews are very artistic, so.
Yeah, and I mean, the good thing about my show is I have artists of any genre on, so I love art, no matter in which form it takes. I love art, and I love how imaginative and creative people are. Now, Brian is he's from Texas and then Missouri. You are originally from St. Louis, and just through all the things that you've done, the two of you coming together, like you said, you just complement one another so well. You can hear it in every song. You can hear it in all, like, everything. And, like, the kinship between goes back, like you said, to the early 2000s. And, I just think it's great that you guys got together again after stopping and coming back again. And thank goodness, because you keep continuing to give us good music.
Yeah.
Now, some of your newest music has appeared on multiple compilation albums through Bongo Boy Records. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we submitted some of our songs there for some of their compilations, which they have kind of paved the way to get into Asia, and then others to get into the Asian market, because it's like a big music market that we often don't think about or forget about, here in the U.S. or North America. But there's a lot of people, a lot of fans waiting there in China, and, they've kind of been closed off a bit for years. They've been more open now and open to, things from the West. And so I think there's a lot we can offer them. That's one way we've done it. And also we're getting on some of the big services they have there, like, and they have their own versions of Spotify and things like that called QQ, and there's Baidu, some of the really big services there. And we really shouldn't neglect that as artists here. And it's a big wide world, for artists.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we've also recently have started moving up on some of the European music charts, because that's a really big fan base for us has been in Europe. America is much more trend-oriented. I mean, the world as a whole, I guess, but America too. And I think the Europeans are more open to different kinds of music and whatever's not popular at the moment or trendy. And there's a lot of people here too that are like that, but it seems to be doing well in the charts there. We moved up to like number 13 on the European Independent Music charts last week. So still going up on that.
Well, that's great. Yeah. Well, and you know what? I have the majority of my fans, well, the US, but the majority, I have so many fans in the UK, and you're right. And so many artists that I'm interviewing from the UK. And I'm getting now people from, like Asia and China. And I think it's great that you are reaching out and giving them music. I think that's fantastic. And I think way more artists should do that. So, like, great idea.
Yeah. And we had one advantage in that my bandmate actually graduated this past year with his degree in Chinese studies. So he can speak Mandarin too, to some degree anyway, as good as he can, which is fairly well get by. So that's kind of, he has a good Chinese connection there with the love for Chinese culture and things Chinese. And so we have a little bit of advantage there in the fact that he can speak Mandarin, but it also kind of opened us up to that, the idea of moving out and expanding into Asia.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, so let's talk about your awards because there's a few. In 2013, you were nominated for Best Country Artist and Best Folk Artist for, is it AIMA, Artists in Music Awards?
Yeah, it was Artists in Music Awards. It was run by my DJ who runs the KGUP station in Los Angeles. He used to run those music awards.
Okay.
In LA. And I think the next year we got nominated for something else too.
Yeah, 2004.
We didn't actually win on that, but just being nominated was actually.
You were just nominated. I'll tell you which one you won. Because I have your bio.
I don't even remember. So.
I know, right? 2014, you were also nominated for Best Country Artist and Best Composer-Songwriter. Also, Artists in Music Awards. In 2013, you were a contestant in the Texaco Country Showdown.
Songs on that.
You won for.
We were submitted to the Americana Music Awards for 2017, so I don't know how that's going to
pan
out.
But. Yeah, because it was the Best Video Award for Younger Summer Memories. And also multiple Best Song Awards from the Academia Music Awards for 10 Nights and Younger Summer Memories.
Yeah, those are two of the leading tracks from Damaged Goods.
Yeah.
The last track should have done well in other categories, too. I mean, like, some of them are getting really starting to pick up on Spotify with listens and plays, so just never know. I mean, all the songs we looked at them as, each song we wanted to be a single in its own right in some way, or unique in some way. It's just, we really put a lot of work into each individual song, because no one likes to play an album, and you listen to it, and there's only like 2 good songs on the rest junk, or just mediocre. You want everything to be completely stellar.
Exactly.
So we tried to accomplish that. So
well,
something everybody likes on the album, even if you don't like all the songs, there's always something someone will like.
Exactly.
That's the cool thing about it.
Yeah, I think everything that you guys are doing or have done is stellar. Now, you've also been featured and performed live on Fox 2 News and the Dave Glover Show on 97.1 FM in your home base of St. Louis, Missouri. So that
would definitely fun experiences too.
Yeah, I guess they would be. Was it nerve-wracking?
Not really. I mean, in a way, I think the biggest nerve-wracking thing is when you're waiting to go on stage or you're waiting to be on the show. Once you're there, you're fine. Or at least I am anyway. But just waiting for it is what's nerve-wracking. I think just the anticipation of going on there and thinking, "Oh, am I going to screw something up or whatever?" And then I don't know. You get there and then you're fine. And it kind of translates into energy or something.
Yeah.
That's how it worked out for me anyway.
Well, that's good. Now, if you had any advice to give anybody that's brand new in this music industry and just starting out, what kind of advice would you give them, Randy?
I would probably have to say that make sure that that's what your passion is. Because if you're not passionate about it, people aren't going to buy into it. And it's going to be a lot of work. And you have to be willing to put a lot of work in it. I mean, this is your craft. You need to perfect it. And that takes time. Don't expect to come out of the door, swinging and getting some kind of major record label deal after your first single or whatever. I mean, a lot of people in the music industry actually, they watch you to see if you're going to be consistent, if you're going to keep putting stuff out, and if you're working hard for yourself. And that's probably my big thing, I would say, is to be willing to work hard for it.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of work.
It is.
If you're not willing to work for it, then, it is a hobby.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And if that's what you're serious about doing, yeah, you definitely have to put in the blood, sweat, and tears and money. Because a lot of people don't realize that independent artists don't make money.
Not a day goes by that I'm not doing something, to try to advance, something related to that. Or studying something to marketing, or studying something to try to promote, or promoting something, or talking to people, or just, making friends, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There's social media out there that's a big plus for independent artists.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I could not believe what we would have done.
And some people aren't very good at it. I mean, I'm really actually kind of not the most socialite, really. I'd sometimes just rather just be myself. So I don't always feel social, but you kind of have to force yourself, and you can become more social as you get into it more.
Yeah, you do.
And it's not for everybody, but
yeah, exactly.
Some people are really good at it.
Some people are. Some people are fantastic at it. It makes me wonder. I mean, I was in radio for 18 years, and there was so many good music that was passed up on because they weren't signed. They were independent and blah, 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 blah. And social media wasn't around back then. So artists today that are independent artists have it made with the social media platforms out there, because they can get their music out there all across the world. And that is, I think that's the best thing. One of the best things about social media, because there's pros and cons to all of it, but that is definitely one of the pros.
Well, it's changed the whole industry too, in the way the industry works, because the big labels do things differently. I mean, it used to be A&R people who go out to concerts and discover bands that way. Now they're, online doing discovery, and a lot of them are doing umbrella. I mean, usually you're signed with some kind of independent label that's an umbrella of a big label. And a lot of the big labels don't want to invest in the artists like they used to. They used to put a lot of money into investing in the artists and letting them develop and letting them grow and wait until they have, that third or fourth album that's just really fantastic or great. Mm-hmm. Now it's like you put one album out, if it didn't go off right away, they don't want to waste any more money, they drop the artist.
Yeah.
Probably 85% of artists signed to major labels get dropped.
Oh, yeah.
That's the statistics that I've heard.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but having the opportunity to be independent kind of overrides that.
It does.
And so that's a great thing.
Yeah. And you get to...
we're in the golden age of independent artists right now.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, you get to do your own schedules. You get to decide when you're going to perform. You get to decide when you're going to write. You get to decide when you're going to, release a CD. So I think there's a lot more freedom being independent.
Yeah. The most important thing is you can decide what kind of music you want to make.
Yeah, exactly. They're not shoving you into a genre. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Now, what two songs are we getting? We already talked about one. We are going to be here listening to Waiting. It's your brand new single. It's coming out on the 14th. Everybody gets a sneak listen to this song. You're going to love it, because I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. And then one of my favorites, because I actually got the physical CD, is Damaged Goods, which you've already talked about, which we're going to hear as well.
Yeah.
They're both great songs.
Title track from the album.
Yeah. Now, you can get Barley Station's music pretty much everywhere that you purchase your online music. Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, wherever you can. Also, their website, which is barleystation.net. It's going to be up on my website. You can click on the link. You can head over to their website, learn more about them. Listen to more of their songs and fall in love with them just like I did. And like I said, I fell in love with you guys before I even dreamed of doing something like this. So the honor of having you on when I first started was amazing. Yeah, do you remember when I think it was on Twitter.
Yeah, it was years ago.
Yeah.
And then you popped up out of nowhere and
said,
hey, let's do an interview.
Yeah, come on my show. And then that was back in the day when I had a different computer, and I could have swore that I sent everything to Dropbox, and apparently not, because I don't have it. But now this will be on YouTube, and this is yours. You can grab that link, do whatever you want with it.
Cool.
Randy, thank you so much for being patient with me. Thank you so much for coming back on.
Welcome.
And just keep it on, because I love your music. And anytime something new happens and you want to come back on, you know how to reach me. If you want, what the artists are doing now, the artists that I've had on, they're doing two things. They're retweeting their songs, like they're grabbing the link from Twitter and they're retweeting it constantly, like every 2 weeks or so, just to kind of remind people. And also, I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the singles. What they're doing is, if they released a new single, instead of coming back on the show, they're just sending me the single, and I have a page on my website called Odds and Ends, and I throw it up there, just to promote it, just to get it out there. So, I mean, those two avenues are open to you anytime. But yeah, you ever want to come back on the show, just let me know. And thank you so much. It feels like we're friends because I've known you for so long. Yeah. So thank you for being a friend, first off. Thank you for being amazing artists, both you and Brian. Thank you for putting out such great music. Thank you for not being in a box and being independent and having all kinds of different music on the CD, because it caters to everybody, I believe. It's not just one, specific, oh, this is rock, oh, this is country.
Yeah,
and I love that. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for taking time out of your day to come on my show, and take care. I wish you the best.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website, because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.